Hi, my name's Sally, and Rebecca's asked me to share with you my experiences of working for a small to medium-sized enterprise. I worked for a recruitment agency for 25 years. We had turnover of about 6 million and 24 people working for us at our peak. There are quite a few challenges, as I'm sure you're aware, of working with small to medium-sized enterprises. My team just loved working for the organisation, which is great, but nobody ever left. And as a consequence, we didn't get a lot of fresh blood coming in, no new ideas and new business practices, and it allowed, I think, in the long run, our competitors to get a little bit ahead of us. We also ended up with a very family environment within the office rather than a team environment. Again, lovely in a lot of respects, but people did get stuck in their roles. They stayed within their safety zones, and when we did need them to change and to be a little bit more flexible, they just weren't able to do it. We were lucky. We had a niche market and we weathered quite a lot of economic storms. We were very comfortable and we were very confident that we were the very best at what we did deliver. When times did get tricky, though, with things outside of our control, we just didn't have the skills or the resources available to tackle them. Things changed quite quickly, and in no short time there was no money to invest in getting experts in or in-house training. Our day-to-day running was on a fairly ad hoc basis. We were always happy as long as the sales were coming in, and for most of the business's life they came in very satisfactorily. So while we had a little bit of an eye on the horizon, we didn't really have a plan of where we were going to, and it should have really been very firmly fixed on getting a nice exit for the partners at the point that they wanted to. We should have been able to make sure that the business was hugely profitable for them at the time they wanted to leave. Now I work at Tricres, and as part of the work I'm doing, I'm going through the different training modules, and I really wish that I'd had these resources when I was working for my previous company. I really was so busy working in the business that I didn't take any time out to work on the business, and this was such a mistake. Don't kid yourself, it's not a luxury, it really is an essential. I should have stood back and delegated to my colleagues and team members who were really capable of taking it on, and I could have changed some plans and changed some ways or introduced some new ways of doing things. The difficulty was that I didn't know what I didn't know. I needed to step outside of my comfort zone, make some hard decisions. I think a little bit of it would have been like herding cats, but the upshot is that the business would have been in a stronger position. Unfortunately, the business had to close down and doesn't exist anymore, and I'm kind of considering the courses within Tricres that would have prevented that happening or could have delayed it happening maybe. Certainly the 10 steps to a $10 million business program would have helped us to restructure and look at the long-term success of the business. The two modules, Players on the Pitch and 21st Century Leadership, absolutely fantastic. Amazing for developing dynamic teams and making sure that every team member is in the right role for them and has got an important place within the organisation. Thinking Big would have made sure that my mindset was in the right place. There are a lot of reviews of your mindset within the Thinking Big, so it really does keep you on track. And the Horizon model, again, would have made us want to question what the owner's goals were, where they wanted to get to, and how we were going to steer ourselves in that direction. When your usual plans and strategies don't work, it really is very, very difficult, and you can find yourself in difficult situations quite quickly. So I would really recommend that wherever you are now, if your sales are good and your business is good, you do still probably need to take a bit of a health check of the organisation. And if any of the things that I've mentioned, the team environment, the family environment, people being stuck in their roles, if any of these are ringing any bells with you, then I suggest that you do use some of the things in the Tricres toolbox. They really, really could make a difference to how well your business does continue to thrive and prosper. I hope this has been useful and interesting, and thanks for your time.